Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Yeah. Lamar Lamar Jackson had a very eventful day at Morgan State University. Maryland's biggest HBCU got a visit from the Baltimore Ravens quarterback when he spent an entire day on campus doing various things. Jackson kept busy by working at Chick-fil-A and trying out lacrosse. The former MVP also rode a scooter through campus. Jackson also visited the Bears women's lacrosse team and tried to stick out himself. The 25-year-old made the Pro Bowl last season for a Ravens squad that dealt with way too many injuries and missed out on the postseason. The former Heisman Trophy winner will likely enter the 2022 campaign on the final year of his rookie contract, so he'll hope to play his best for a huge new deal. Injuries limited Jackson to 12 games last season and only threw for 2,882 yards with 16 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. He also ran for 767 yards with 2 scores and 6 fumbles. Let's see. So here he is. Fair USAC, fair USAC. And there was Lamar. Hold on, I'm going to play it back. That's Lamar Jackson right there. Help get back to the community. Let's see. That's a better picture of him. Fair USAC, fair USAC. Okay, and this is Lamar Jackson with the lacrosse team in Maryland, going back to give back to the community. You know, here he is. Lamar is back there. So, you know, it's kind of cool to, see Lamar, getting some things, being with the women's team, others. So, let's see.
When Lamar Jackson randomly slide to your lacrosse practice. When Lamar Jackson randomly slide to your lacrosse practice. When Lamar Jackson randomly slide to.
And here he is with a fan, just giving back. So yeah. So basically, Lamar doesn't want to fall into the trap of being if he has a bad season this year, they're gonna bring all this stuff up, talk about how he's too busy trying to be a celebrity off the field during the off season and train. This is just something for them to try to come up with to dirty his name, which I could see them doing if he doesn't perform to the level of what we know he's capable of. But like I said, man, just be safe out there. Don't get hurt, but also practice on your game. Practice on your game. Now, the Brooklyn Nets guard Ben Simmons has filed a grievance to challenge the nearly $20 million salary withheld to him by the Philadelphia 76ers this season, setting up a potentially significant showdown. Sources told ESPN on Saturday the grievance, which will now go to an arbitration process, could have larger league implications amid future issues of mental health matters and NBA contracts. Philadelphia has repeatedly insisted that Simmons was in breach of his contract under the collective bargaining agreement between the NBA and the National Basketball Players Association, and had the right to recoup the money advanced to him before the season. The NBA and NBPA have been at odds on this issue, and now arbitration could set a precedent on how future matters of mental health and contracts might be handled. The filing was made with the team, NBA, and NBPA late this week, sources said. The 76ers have insisted that Simmons breached his player contract upon failing to show up for the start of training camp and refusing to play during the preseason and regular season. Simmons arrived in Philadelphia near the end of this preseason but cited his mental health for the reason that his participation in team activities was so limited. The 76ers and Simmons disagreed over the degrees of access that the team and its doctors were allotted to Simmons to diagnose and affirm his mental health. In an attempt to resolve the matter without arbitration, Simmons' representatives had several conversations with the Sixers since the blockbuster trade to Brooklyn for James Harden on February 10th. Sources said those talks ended without a resolution, prompting the filing of the grievance. Sources said Simmons and his agent Rich Paul of Clutch Sports requested a trade in a postseason meeting after the three-time All-Star guard had a falling out with the team upon a poor performance in an Eastern Conference Finals loss to Atlanta. Simmons, the number one pick in the 2016 NBA draft, has been one of the league's top defenders and signed a 5-year, $170 million maximum contract in 2019. Beginning with Simmons' first paycheck on November 15th, Philadelphia began to claw back the per-game salary of $360,000 for each game Simmons missed this season. Simmons received a $16.5 million advance of his $33 million salary in the offseason. There wasn't enough money in each paycheck to cover the per-game deductions. Minus the amount for escrow that was withheld by the NBA, the 76ers had been withholding nearly $1.3 million of Simmons' salary in each of his paychecks. That has continued since the trade to the Nets, who were made to deduct salary from the Simmons pay to wire to the 76ers. So, yeah. Because Simmons' last paycheck is on April 30th, the deduction should carry over to the offseason. Once again, Simmons will receive an $8.25 million advance on July 1st and October 1st. The NBA's collective bargaining agreement holds that a grievance must be initiated within 30 days from the date of the occurrence upon which the grievance is based, or within 30 days from the date when facts of the matter become known to initiate the grievance, according to the league CBA. It has been 6 weeks since Simmons was traded from Philly to Brooklyn, but Simmons' representatives say they believe the trade did not trigger a 30-day window to initiate a grievance because the issue had been ongoing all season, sources said. Simmons is yet to play a game for the Nets. He had a previous back injury flare-up while he tried to ramp up his conditioning to debut with the Nets. Simmons, who hadn't played since June's playoff loss, received an epidural injection to treat a herniated disc in his back last month. Simmons' back issues and relevant scans were disclosed during the trade discussion and did not pose any significant long-term issues for the Nets at the time, sources said. The injury first affected Simmons during the spring of the pandemic interrupted 2020 season. He also reported discomfort in his back upon reporting to the Sixers training camp in October. The injury was assessed and threatened by Philadelphia's team doctors. Treated, excuse me. And he was cleared to resume basketball activities. Shortly thereafter, that period was the only time Philadelphia did not find Simmons in breach of his contract this season. Sources said so. So basically, Ben Simmons, man, is just out there to collect money because he lost money. He's not going to win the grievance. First of all, you're not following it in a certain time frame that you should have. But they got Rich Paul, so Rich Paul will probably pull some strings to try to get him that money back. But the Sixers did nothing wrong. Ben's just crying like a little punk, and he needs to get back on the court. The team is missing you and needs you to come back, but you too busy dealing with your vaginal tear. Just wasted space. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit that notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you guys love what you hear, you go to my description box, hit that Cash App link where you can donate whatever your heart's desire. Also, when our video goes live or premiere, you guys can take pitch. You guys can knock on the door. Not knock on the door. What I'm saying. You guys go to the description box and hit that Cash App link. Then you guys will be able to donate whatever your heart's desire. Also, what would it say? Oh yeah, excuse me. When we have a live or a premiere, you guys could donate. You guys could donate $1, $2, whatever your heart desire. So thank you guys for listening. We out. Deezy.